How's everything on your end?
Good, good. Very busy over here on the training side at Agent Locator. It's that time of year.
That
Everyone's
time of year.
getting back into shape and wanting to learn new tricks. So it's
Yes.
definitely noticed a surge on that side of things. So which is
Right?
good. Which is good.
Which is
It's
great.
yeah, it's definitely is. It'd be even better if all of them, everyone that does the training actually follows through with what they learned. But
Yep. Don't be one of those people that go to all these trainings and seminars and never execute things that you learn from it.
yeah, so they're the watchers, right? The onlookers that
Real
always
estate
think
agents
about the
love these
great things.
events.
Well, you get inspired and then you get busy, right? And
Right?
then you get unmotivated because you're too busy doing other things, and yeah, or distracted, I should say.
Right?
Then maybe not necessarily unmotivated, but yeah, it's no different when people are building their websites with us. They're all so gung ho, have all these ideas and plans to consider, and then their websites go live and it all goes out the window.
That and they see the bill. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Like, I don't know. But man, you want me to incorporate crazy shit.
I know. Well, and I think too, it's the process. A lot of people like that process of things, and then once it's done, then they kind of just come to a standstill because there is a formatted process, and so that gives them I guess the enlightenment to actually do things. And then when they're on their own, they're kind of like, yeah, well, we're not working on this anymore. It's already built. I'll come back to it,
Right.
and then they never come back to it, right?
Right.
So
And I think the
it's
most important thing is just consistency, like you're saying, Crystal.
mhm,
It's more of
mhm.
just like making sure that, even days that you don't feel like doing it, you do it. Also, if you have people that have been coming in, you want to touch them. I mean, for me, everyone does it differently, but for me, at least, within that 24 hours, closer to that 24-hour period, just
Mhm.
because a lot of people sign up on different websites, and they're calling them and they're not probably doing a great job that you would do because you guys are on this live call.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's
That's
all,
pretty
everyone
cool.
comes in all shapes and forms. And you know what? I always just say, especially with your websites, if you guys are going to do anything real estate related, ask yourself if it's something you can do through your website. And if it is, do it through your website. You want to drive the traffic to your website to read that article or to see that information, whatever it is, because it is your online storefront, right? So in order to get business from it, we have to have traffic.
Exactly.
So
Picture these people coming online are like walking into your store. So remember, when you
mhm.
walk into a store, like not everyone is ready to buy, right? So you just have to keep that approach. And the most important thing is having people coming into your storefront.
Mhm. That's correct. And how
Yeah.
have you found your leads so far now that we're into, I guess, the latter half of January? Excuse me for
Yeah, I feel
1 second.
like we've been getting lots of leads coming in because remember, a lot of people waited November, December because of Christmas, all that stuff. And a lot of people are saying like wait till next year, but next year is here. We found that our when we do reach out, people are more responsive to us. We've gotten more listing appointments right now, which is great. A few buyer clients as well. So it's been pretty good. Vic, who is newer to our team, she's already signed a few buyers reps. She may have
Nice.
some listing appointments coming down. One of the listing appointments she did a few months ago might come into fruition now. So which is good. And that was from Agent Locator, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I can't stress enough, like you need to know your scripts and you need to be confident. Remember, when you first start anything, like just like riding a bike, you have training wheels. Like sometimes you're going to fall, or, in this kind of form, sometimes you're going to sound like shit. You're not going to know what you're doing, but it's okay. Like when I first started, the script that I do now is so internal that I already know how the conversation goes. Because remember, I put in way more than 1,000 hours or 10,000 hours in this, right? Like this is what I do, right? That's why I'm on here, giving back to everyone, all 19 people on here to help you guys out. I mean, I don't need to do this. I already have the sauce, but I'm doing it because I want to help my colleagues, and it's not that hard. And I just want to break that stigma. Like if it doesn't work, all this stuff that a lot of agents who don't have the success that they want, obviously is because of a few things. They're not following up in time. If they're sending emails or text messages, they're not doing it properly. They're not finding like true relationship and building relationship with that lead. They're also not, they're thinking of a transactional agent, be like, oh, are you ready to buy and sell? Are you ready to buy and sell? Like, remember, these leads are 3 to 18 months out. And the most important thing is building that relationship, because once they're ready and they decide to pick you over the phone, guess what? You got the listing. When they're ready in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, you got the deal or the listing. So I think that's the most important thing. I just before I start doing some calls, just because I find that's still a little bit early, so just kind of giving you guys some knowledge here. I think, when you are getting buyer leads, depending on how you do it, I think you need to start scripting yourself to weed out people that actually have agents already. A lot of people will say they don't, but you need to talk to them and have a script wondering like, okay, so if I want to, so like role playing. So hey, Crystal, I understand that you're interested in this property, but I'd be happy to tell you how it works if you want to showcase a property with me. At this moment, there's a lot of, not saying you, but there are some dishonest people that already have realtors or someone in mind, and they're not calling them to showcase the property because of some sort of reason, or they don't want to waste that person's time. I tell them like, I'm here for you and I want to work for my money. But remember too, like I also have been burnt a lot. So if you and I are going to work together, usually I sign on a 60 to 90 day exclusive, I wouldn't say contract, but a 60 to 90 day agreement with one another, saying that you exclusively working with me. However, I understand that you're just looking and you're probably just looking around, shopping around and all that stuff. So what I'd be open to do is I would sign you 30 days on just the properties you want to see. This means we're more in the interviewing stage, making sure that you and I are a great fit. Judging from the phone call, I think we are a great fit. But, if I was on the other end, I would kind of want to see how your service is first before I just sign up exclusively with you, right? Usually, like, they don't have a problem with that. And if they do, they already have an agent. So you just weeded them out. Or they might not, but they're not comfortable. That means you just got to build a relationship more. But those are telltale signs that if they're not willing to sign that contract, or signing it exclusively just on the properties you're seeing for 30 days, it just means that you're tied to me. If you want to move forward with these properties, you have to go through me. That's all it is. If they're saying no to that, then something's fishy. I mean, at the beginning, I used to be upset about it, but I've saved myself a lot. And sometimes after going into that script, they start telling me, yeah, you know what? I do have an agent. And it's like, F you. Why are you wasting my time? Because guys, I was the one driving around and showcasing people, right? Like, I don't want to waste my time. You guys want to be with your family. You guys want to do all these things. You can run your business the way it is. I mean, obviously, depending on the scenario, I tell my team, showcase once if they don't want to sign it, or if you don't want to pitch it, if that relationship is good, let them know and, go with them the first time and see how it's a good fit. But to be honest with you, my team is scripted. I'm scripted. We're cool people as well that, once we see them and they understand who we are and we actually come educating, looking at furnaces, and that's the other thing, depending on what you guys are doing, I don't know if you guys are just showcasing just the house and oh yeah, this is great. Do you like it? No, we want to show that we're an expert. So we're checking the furnace, we're checking hot water tanks, we're checking AC. Obviously we're not going outside, but if it's a cool day, we want to make sure that we feel the AC working, right? If there's damages to the house, I've been in construction, and I have people that I kind of already know generally how much it may cost. So if you provide so much value, a lot of people are not doing that. And you need to provide as much value, especially in the interviewing stage.
Yeah. Well, I can't let your knowledge shine in whatever area of your profession that is, showcase it.
Right. And a lot of people get shocked that we sign buyer's rep without meeting them. But it's dude, that's how you're supposed to do your business. That's how you get a client. And at the end of the day, you also know too, okay, once they sign once with me, they got it because they already signed with me. So it's all good. Yeah. And if they put an offer in, it's all good anyways, right? I go based on trust, but if my gut's telling me not to, then I listen to my gut. Don't fight it. Listen to it.
Yeah. There's definitely some people that are sneaky.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Or,
like that's why I explained to them. But remember, I'm like building the relationship first, getting to know them a little bit, and then when they're ready to look at a
mhm,
property, this is what I'm saying. I'm not
yeah.
just saying it out of the blue, you're not going to get it. That's the hardest part. And then the second part to this is the driver's license.
Mhm,
Because you need to get a driver's license to figure it out or a photo ID. So when you
mhm,
know that they're committed on both levels, they're good.
yeah. Yeah. And then I guess in the approach, because I noticed, and I've listened to some calls before where the asking of that information comes across a little like aggressive or too soon in a
Exactly.
conversation or relationship. So, and I'll say, like, imagine yourself, you're now talking to a stranger and they're telling you, hey, I need your credit score, I need your pay, I need all this. And they are like, whoa, who the heck are you? Asking me for all this information. And then also, well, I talk to them about everything they need, and now they won't answer the calls when I'm calling them back, and da da da. And it's like, well, you came across as a little aggressive, and the way you pitched that was a little kind of scary. If I was the consumer on the other end, I probably wouldn't have given you my information,
Right.
because it wasn't the way it was approached by the agent themselves was too aggressive, and too soon in that conversation, or no explanation. Okay, hey, this is what we're going to need, or for any kind of property, this is what we're going to need to have secure before we can go and start looking at anything, and give people a reason why. I find a lot of people need to understand why they're doing something, not just being told that they have to do it.
I agree. I totally agree. Sorry, I'm just checking something here. But yeah, do you guys have any other questions at all? Or, I mean, remember, I'm here for you guys. I already know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So don't be one of those real estate agents that just go to seminars. Be proactive, ask questions. If you're having a hard time with an objection or confidence or scripting, like now's your chance, right? Or else you're going to go a whole other week with maybe not getting success. And this is free with Agent Locator.
Hmm. Yeah,
So, you know,
absolutely. Actually, you know what? It's weird. Where's my chat? It's my chat. I have to make it so that everyone's allowed to actually use the chat. So you guys do have the Q&A. I'm just opening up the chat. For some reason, it defaults so that no one can talk for some reason. I
well,
don't know
Crystal
why.
doesn't want questions to be answered. Like,
No
what? Figure out
questions.
yourself.
No questions. Yeah, Chris, I just enabled the chat there, but you can use the Q&A. I don't know why. It's like it was with one of the updates or something like that. It's like the chat's always disabled by default. So
Don't you hate when like technology updates and you're like, how does this work again?
I know, or they add different features. Yeah. For being asked, are you meeting the clients at a Zoom or face to face to proceed with the presentation or sign the agreement?
So I'm getting them to e-sign. Because remember, once you open your door, you're done, right? Like they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to sign shit. So like that's the leverage that you have. So basically, what you're doing is like, the other part of that is like, okay, no problem. So, I thank you for understanding. So all I just need is a photo ID for you to send me, and then I'll just send the agreement just for those properties there. Now, just to let you know, is there any other properties you do want to see? Because I'd be happy to add that to your list. Or can I do another handpicked listing? And if you see anything you like, we can do it for that. Is that okay
Mm-hmm.
with you? And that's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just okay, remember, if you make it a big deal, it's a big deal. But if you say it cool, calm, collected, then you're like, oh yeah, no problem. Like, this is no
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's like asking a girl's number or a guy's number. Like, dude, you don't want to be aggressive. You want to like let them come to you.
You can, and figure out even your script around that conversation, whether it's somebody at home and you're practicing kind of presenting, and talking about that agreement and finding different ways of approaching it, or different ways, the way that you're wording it to offer some stability with what you're suggesting that they do. Because when we see your contract, well, what do you mean contract? Things like that, or an agreement. What does this agreement actually mean? How
Right.
is it going to
Do not
benefit
say
me?
contract. Do not say
Yeah.
contract. Contract is the like red flag. You need to say like
Mm-hmm.
agreement or understanding. Like you have to
Yeah,
use
or
soft
commitment.
words.
It's yeah,
Commitment.
it's
Exactly.
yeah, it's and then given the reason why they would want to be doing that, right? Why it benefits them to have that in place.
Exactly.
But yeah, practice group with like family members, someone, just so that you can word it, and they can even judge how it's coming. Would they be willing to sign that the way that you approached it? Or now you can, no, there would still be a little bit standoffish. Okay, we need to reword how we're kind of going about this. So
Exactly. And remember,
yeah.
what I say works for me. It doesn't mean that it'll work for you. But what
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you is understand the script, understand like the understanding of it, and then make it like you, sprinkle you on top. Like I sprinkle Nick on top. You got to sprinkle yourself. That is your
Yeah.
competitive edge.
Yeah. Yep. We do have a question here from an anonymous person. How do you contact leads that never pick up the phone or open emails? The leads basically just signed up and looked at one property, and that's it.
Right.
So those one-time listing people.
Yeah. So, like, to be honest, remember, you're not going to catch everyone, as we talked about storefronts. Like, you're getting people walk into the store. But what we do differently, if we're calling and emailing, they're not doing it, or texting, then we just get a little bit more bold with our scripts. Hey, I don't want to waste your time or my time. Like, did you, if you're not interested, please let me know. And if they say yes or whatever, that's when you get them back right away, right? Or a great thing that I do is I look at, like, obviously, like what their search criteria was, and I'll actually pull up or send them handpicked listings that I think is a good fit. Remember, like, you got to think, okay, if I'm not answering, right? Like, if I'm not answering and I signed up for something and someone's calling me or texting me, what is something of value that, like, I can give? Like, what is something that I want to hear, basically?
Yeah.
Reel them in with the hook and then get them educated.
And keep in mind that we don't know why somebody went online and looked at that property in the first place, right? So their needs could have been met just with that one property because they just want, it was their neighbor's house, or maybe it was their childhood home, or maybe it was their friend or family's house listing, right? So there's all different reasons as to why they might have only looked at one property. So again, they could have just fulfilled their needs with that one listing, and they don't really need anything, so they're not going to be responsive. They're not going to engage in the emails because they're not really planning anything. They just wanted that little tidbit of information which they received by signing up.
You got it.
But they will come back around in many cases, right? So it may just take time, but be consistent with your calls in the beginning. It's the consistency that's going to get them to answer. Calling them, once every couple of weeks or every month or things like that, the consistency is not there. So if we're consistent with what we're doing, they start to recognize the number you're calling from, right? And if we don't identify who we are, some of you guys like leaving voice messages, but if you don't leave voice messages, when you're having a hard time getting a hold of someone, they just start to see the number, and the curiosity kicks in if you're consistent enough, because they remember it and they'll answer, just to figure out who it is that's trying to get them on the phone, right? So,
and remember, your show needs to be confidence, not strong, but confidence. Like, don't be like, like roaring, but just be confident. Hey, this is Nick Moretti. Thanks for coming onto our website. My goal is to make sure that you have a great user experience, and that I'm showcasing properties you want to see. I'm sure you signed up on other real estate websites and people are just sending you garbage. I don't want to be one of those people. Like, you see how smooth that is, rather than like, hey, like, thanks for coming to our website. Like, are you looking to buy and sell? Dude, like, you're not getting shit.
Yeah. Put your own little twist on it. Give them a reason to why they would want to stick with your services, or, highlighting your own strengths.
Exactly.
And again, thanking them for what they're doing as well, right?
Relationship. That's all it is. I mean, that's how I would do it. I mean, if you're a transactional agent, by all means, you're going to be making calls your whole life. It's all good. But if you really invest in relationships, that's where the win is. And I've said that from day one. Remember, these people are out 3 to 18 months out. They're not talking to anyone. That's why these leads are gold, because it's not like, you got a seller lead and they're interviewing 4 agents. Like, this is someone that hasn't really talked to someone. And if you give them the right service and understand who they are and actually care, sorry, I'm just swearing here, they're going to want to work with you. Yeah,
absolutely. Ava is asking, what is your perspective on areas of service? For example, she's just started talking to a lead that would need to sell about an hour west of her. She's not very familiar with the area, but willing to do the research. I want to do what's best for the client. In this case, would you go for the listing?
So, I mean, I would, because I'm like Durham, but GTA, I do listings about an hour and a half away. The only time I don't do it is where like it has to be on another board or whatever. That's something that I wouldn't do. But really, it comes down to confidence and how strong you are as an agent. If you are not confident with it, take the referral fee, get the 25%. If you want to get that done, see, this is the difference too. If they're going to sell in that area, but move into like where you're working, I would do it all day. You just need to figure it out, right? Because remember, if you're not, someone else is going to do it,
Mm-hmm.
like myself.
Ah,
So what I'll do is like I'll do some calls right now,
sure.
and we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay.
I'm going to do it on my phone, and I'll put it on
Sure.
speaker.
No problem.
So,
No problem.
can you guys hear?
No, no.
You have reached the voicemail
You
box.
guys can hear that though, right?
Maggie
Yeah.
Clay. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey Maggie, hope you're doing well. It's Nick Moretti giving you a shout. Just actually wanted to thank you for coming on to our website. I saw that you were looking at homes in Clarington. There's some really good opportunities that just came out that might match what you're looking for. All I just need is a moment of your time just to understand a little bit more. My direct numbers. Feel free to call or give me a text as that's my direct number. And it's Nick Moretti once again. Have a great day. I know how you feel about voicemails, but fuck, whatever.
Talking on mute. I said it worked for some, not always, and it all depends on the demographic and the target, like where you're working. Really, 100%, and the motivation of the individual, right? So if they're closer to making that move, they may be more likely to give you a call back, or if they're familiar
Sure.
with the brand as well, right? So it's
Sure. I'm gonna just call another one. I just want to get a good lead so I can like
yeah,
go over a
no
few.
problem.
This person put their pin in again, so like I got the right number this time.
Nice.
You may call back. Have a good day. Thanks. After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound for more options.
Hey, Michaela, hope you're doing well. It's actually Nick Moretti giving you a shout. Just wanted to thank you so much for coming onto our website. I see that you're looking at a few different types of properties in Clarington. There's some new inventory that came out that I think you may like. Just give me a shout back or send me a text app. It's Nick Moretti once again. I hope you have a great day. That first voicemail was rough, but your first calls are rough, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is there questions or?
No, there's just Chris, I know, is asking you to your lead gen based on price point. So Chris, are you referring to calling people or just like when he's running the ads specifically, are they based on price point?
Sorry, I'm just.
Either way, do you call leads based on their search, what you can see initially, or do you just call them?
So I call them like basically I use that as leverage in the call. But remember, a voicemail, like you want something of value, right? Like if I just say, hey, I'm Nick, like thanks for joining, give me a call back when you're available, like that's not gonna work. So I'm looking at what she's looking at and I'm trying to make it like super enticing to be like, oh, okay, like I want to call them back.
Okay. So Chris is referring to running ads. So you ran some that were 1.5 up, so kind of more of like a luxury target where people are looking for higher prices and ran well. So yours is, you don't have limitations on your ad that you're aware of with respect to focusing or trying to pursue people that are looking specifically within certain price points, are you? Yours is just generally? No, it's just open, yeah.
So regarding what to say to buyers to motivate those who are waiting for spring to act now, I mean, there's a few ways to go about it, right? First, be like, hey, if you don't mind me asking why, because a lot of people think that spring is the best time to list. Like, it's not. The best time to list is the lowest point of inventory, which is January, February, like
Yeah.
probably like middle
This
of
is the
February.
kickoff. Yeah,
Right.
like
So
we're
this is what I would recommend. I would be like, okay, well, to be honest with you, can I be honest? Yeah, you can. Spring's not really the best time to list. Like, it's still a good time to list, but remember, you're gonna just have an increase in competition, which brings prices down, right? What if I told you a secret? Would you be interested to knowing? See, already like reeling them in. Yeah, I would love to know. To be honest with you, there's a low inventory is low right now, and if you're actually ready to know, like to move on it, I'd be happy to give you an assessment of your house to let you know how we can sell for top dollar. But right now is a really great time because buyers have waited in November, December, and now they're starting to move on purchases, especially with interest rates going up. So let me ask you a question: would you want an extra 20 to 80K on your house? Yeah, I would. Okay, cool, no problem. So I think what we can do, if you're open to it, I just need to come by, do a home assessment. I just need to see the condition of the house and show you some comps that are, similar to your type of home, and let you know what that value is, and that value could go up. I just need to take a look at your house.
perfect.
So I'm just going based on how they come in because I get a lot of leads. So I'm just like, I'm going that like as soon as they come in that I haven't talked to yet, and then I'll go to activity. So I'll go to someone else right now. Hey, Mo.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
It's actually just Nick Moretti giving you a shout. I actually just wanted to reach out just to thanks for coming onto our website on MorettiRealEstate.com. Yeah, and I just want to let you know that I'm just here to help you with your user experience and to send you listings that you want to see. I see that you're looking at homes in Clarington. Are you just looking at homes in Clarington?
Yep.
Okay. Are you looking for 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms minimum? Okay. And are you only looking for detached, or would you consider like link houses and like semis and attached?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know how much you want to spend? Because there wasn't like really a budget in mind. Just so I can make sure I'm sending listings that you do want to see. I don't want to waste your time. I know you're busy.
Yeah, from 1.5 million to 3.5.
Okay, so what are you looking like that? Obviously, that's a great budget. So you have a lot of things in your budget, but what are you looking for in your next home? Like, do you want more open concept? Are you looking for double or triple car garages?
Yeah.
Are you looking more rural or new build?
More room, bigger room.
Okay, rural, sorry, or new build?
Pardon?
Rural, like are you looking to go outside the city with a little bit more of acreage, or are you looking to be with a new build that's in a subdivision? Okay, and then would you be okay, usually for those properties, there's well and septic, would you be okay with those properties?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay, cool. Are you just looking in Clarington, or would you consider like a little bit more east or north, like Kawartha Lakes or Northumberland?
Yeah, whatever I like, then I'll show it. It doesn't have to be clear.
Okay, is there a specific target area you want to be in though?
No.
No? Okay. So you would go more west or anything, or you're looking more on the east end?
I mean, what's the east, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think you're going to get more value in the east end because remember, Durham region of GTA is like the cheapest out of all of them, right? Which is great. You're going to get more value out of there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then I know I said 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom minimum, but obviously those type of houses will probably come with 3 or 4 bedrooms and 3 washrooms. Is that something you're okay with?
I mean,
Yeah. Okay, cool. And then just a quick question. Do you need to sell before you buy or just purchase? Okay, you don't need to sell a house or anything? Okay, cool. Attaboy. Attaboy. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is, because I can tell that you're busy right now, and I don't want to keep you on the phone for too long. So I'm going to send you some stuff. And then let me know what you think. And then, I'm going to follow up back with you. Remember, I'm not here to sell you on anything, but I just want to make sure I'm sending you the right properties. Okay. And if you like something, then I can send you, let me know what you like, and then we can go take a look at it.
yeah, okay.
Okay. Thanks, Mo. I hope you have a great day, buddy.
You too.
Bye. 3 minute of glory, $1.5 to $2 million buyer. Come on. But you can tell he's working. He's busy. I caught his attention. He was ready to let me go, but I was quick. I knew what I needed to say. There wasn't any pauses. I was defining his search criteria through the whole thing. And that's why he gave me some of his time. That's a solid lead.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a drug dealer because, like, who's paying 1.5 in cash? I don't know. But hey, that's not my problem.
I don't know. There's a lot of, I imagine now with the someone was saying with the foreign buyer, she had a lead that was very, very sketchy because she was basically coming across as if she was buying a property for somebody that lived overseas somewhere. And she's like, yeah, we're not going to go near that. And that could be where some of you all might be encountering with your leads and just real estate in general is scenarios like that where they have cash because it was given to them by somebody overseas to be able to pursue
They need
real
to clean
estate
the
in
money.
Canada.
They need to clean the money. I know, I'm hilarious. You got to have fun with the calls though, right?
You
Like,
do.
you're
You
not
do,
like,
yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
but guys, that was solid. And that shows to go. Why did I get that? Why did I get more time with him? I was scripted. I know my area. I know what he wants. I'm kind of figuring it out, right? Like,
and you weren't hemming and hawing and pausing with uncertainty and kind of holding them on the line longer than you needed to.
yes,
Because we've all been in that scenario where we've answered the call, we've taken the time, but we really don't have the time to talk to this person because maybe we thought it was someone else, what have you, and then that person drags out the conversation. And you can feel your blood pressure going, like the frustration of how much time this person is now taking from you, even though it might just be minutes, but it feels like a lifetime. So it's being, precise and to the point of what you're talking about, and especially in a scenario where you can tell that person's trying to get off the phone. So not rushing the information that you're trying to gather, but being precise to the point and then getting in and getting out and then carrying on.
because I'm respecting him. That's what he wants, right? Like I'm respecting him. He's not talking a lot, but he's listening. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to match your client.
Absolutely.
And then the most important thing, I don't know if you guys caught, but letting him know, hey, I'm going to be following up back with you. It's not me selling anything. I just want to make sure I'm sending you what you want. If you like anything, let's go see it. Making it nonchalant, not like you do not talk about the contract there. Hell no. That's a great way to lose your client. Sorry, I'm just going to do some.
That's okay. And then I think Burgess, with respect, she's talking to people's spring market and other people, everyone else can pitch in as well with it, with responding to things if you feel like it. Spring market for, trying to get them to hold on or to pursue things sooner is also timelines. A lot of people think spring and they want to move in the spring. When they start looking at the spring, they're actually moving often enough the beginning of summer. So you can kind of ask those questions. Okay, so you're saying spring, you want to be in your house for the spring, or you want to start looking in the spring and kind of move at the beginning of summer. So that's one thing, but also your competition right now. So competition, as far as, on the buying side, things haven't totally picked up and aren't super chaotic just yet. The minute that all the other buyers go out there and start thinking spring purchases, that's when all of a sudden your competition goes to the roof, and now you're going to be paying more in some scenarios because those homes are going to go in multiples.
Yeah. And also too, so regarding buyers that want to wait, hey, I totally understand you want to wait. Maybe, is it just because you're not seeing the right inventory or the right product? If they say yes, be like, okay, I understand, but keep in mind, I'm going to tailor your search. But if there's a good house that it matches everything you're looking for, I would not wait. You got to understand the grass is not greener on the other side. Buyers love to think grass is greener. There's no greener grass except for the one that you can find. That's it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I understand. And then I kind of just say like, why do you want to wait in the spring? Is it just because of those things? Or would you move on a product that if you did see, would you move on it sooner? Right. And you just got to ask questions and then tailor it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And just a curiosity, they're asking, do you use one or the other, the dialer or your cell phone, or do you mix it up?
No, so I usually do the dialer, but whenever I do these calls, I have like the worst connection, and then it's like lagging, and sometimes like I think on your end, you guys hear that I'm talking over people. So I just try to make it a little bit more easier this way.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, almost done. But if there's any more questions, that's what I'm here for. And usually what I'll do is if I send them a listing, like for this guy, sometimes I'll just text them on my direct line. Hey, I just updated your search criteria, sent you some good properties. Let me know what you think. They might not get back to you, but you want to let them know, okay, he's working, he's doing his shit. And I think the most important thing is have fun. Like, have fun with these calls. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, it's not really.
You know, you got to have, you know, some sort of joy or make it a game for yourself. Do something to, you know, make it somewhat entertaining. Little rewards in here and there, right? So,
because remember, people are gonna feel energy. They're gonna feel your energy. If you're good and you're feeling great, like I'm telling you, it's contagious. People are good. How many times have you gone to like a store or you walk by someone that had just like a good time laughing? You naturally feel like that same feeling, right? So you got to do it right. Sorry, guys. If I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
And make sure you label your stuff too, right? Like Crystal's great at that.
Organization. If you're organized in there, you'll be in there and out of there in no time. It's when you're not organized in there that you look at it like the big junk drawer that we all know we need to tackle. But every time we open it, it's just such a mess that we close it again. And then we can't find that one thing we're looking for in the junk drawer, right? We can't ever find them. We have to buy another one. So it's kind of like the same thing with your leads. If you're organized in there, everyone has a specific place. And really the follow-up filters, you guys all have filters or should have filters. When they're utilized and you guys gain a good understanding of how they work, literally every lead falls into those filters. And it's just about clearing your filters out daily. And if you can do that, then you're on top of all your leads and no one's going to slip through the cracks.
So Chris, I'm looking at your things. No, money is still money. I feel like you want more bread and butter listings are between $5 to $1 million because those are the ones that sell right now, especially with interest rising. 1.5 luxury listings are still great, but they're going to be longer on the market. So, I mean, I'm not going based on price. I'm going based on whoever I talk to. I usually go in like, okay, people I haven't talked to that came onto the website. Once I exhaust that, I start going on to the people that I need to follow up with. And then after that, I go with people who've been active on my website. This is a good one. So this lead, she came in, I've been talking to her through text. She doesn't want a mortgage, but wants to spend $600K. So let's see if she answers the phone. Let's educate.
Hello.
Hey Renata, how are you doing?
Yes, thank you.
That's good. It's actually just Nick Moretti giving you a shout. We just spoke through text yesterday. I'm the real estate agent that you came onto my website on MorettiRealEstate.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were just chatting, and I know that you were looking at you're looking outside of Toronto, and you're looking to get something under 600K.
Actually, we changed our mind, so we have to go up.
Yeah, I told you because 600 is hard, right? And to be honest with you, I know that you guys don't want to take a mortgage. Do you mind me asking why?
We don't want to get a mortgage, but we have to change our mind. We have to get a mortgage.
Yeah, I would recommend it. Yeah, because I would recommend it. Like, to be honest with you, I'm a real estate investor too. I own property, right? So I can talk on that experience. If you ever had 600K to spend on a month on a property, you never want to put it all down unless you have other reasons. But really, you only want to put that 20, 30% or whatever you deem is comfortable, because then you have money left over as a float. Or if you ever want to buy another property, you have that 20% down for that too. So that's how you build some really good wealth.
Really?
Yes.
600 in cash,
Right.
100,000.
I wouldn't recommend you putting that all down at once, to be honest with you. That's my opinion, and I can educate more about it, just because, the market is fluctuating so much that you don't want to put your money out there and then, know that it takes a longer time to get up there again, right? Like, for that money to work with you. Usually the banks just want 20% down, which is great. If you need to put more to qualify for that listing or that property, I mean, obviously that's what it is. But it's always good to have some cash reserves, right? Because, that's a lot of money. You don't want to put it all in one product. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's certain reasons.
Oh,
Yeah. And I help I help a lot of my clients. Like, I help a lot of my clients build wealth through real estate. And I help them retire a little bit earlier, which is nice. No one wants to work forever, right? But I was just calling because I just want to make sure that I'm sending you properties that you do want to see. I don't want to be one of those other agents that, are sending you properties, not understanding your needs and not really understanding you and your family, right? Like, I don't focus so much transactional. I'm more relationship based, and that's how I've been successful, where I am now. A little bit about me. I'm actually, I have a team of 5. It's my team. And I also, in the top, in Durham region where we're located, we also do surrounding areas. But the area that we focus on, out of the 10,000 agents, we're ranked number 39 in Durham region. So we do over 50 plus transactions. We buy and sell with clients every week. So it's important because of that, because we deal with a lot of different scenarios. And also I see firsthand on what the market's doing. And you want that as your representation, because I can tell you, okay, this is the time to make money, right? Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But I know that you're looking outside of Toronto. Like, are you thinking of Durham region? Because Durham region has some really good values.
No, so we want to, that's why I'm saying we changed our mind in one night.
Yeah.
We want to stay in Toronto.
Okay. Do you want to go Toronto East, Toronto West, Toronto Central?
Oh my God, I don't know. Toronto.
Sorry, I'm not trying to bombard you with questions, but these are things to think about, right? And I just want to help you work through it. So if you don't mind me asking, what would be the ideal property for you?
The ideal property?
Yeah.
You mean the bedroom numbers?
Yeah, like, are you looking for? Because I see when you put in, you were looking at condo apartments. Are you looking just at condo apartments, or would you consider a condo townhouse or an attached house?
No, I was sad yesterday, and that's why I look in condos. But no, we want a house. I mean, yeah, we would like to get a house.
Okay.
A detached or semi-detached.
Yeah.
3 bedrooms.
Okay.
At least 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and finished basement.
Okay.
So,
okay.
we want to look to it for a small amount.
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, what I can do is just to let you know, like, obviously Toronto West is going to be more expensive, like going towards Mississauga on the west side of Toronto. Obviously, the more center part is expensive as well. If I were you guys, and if you're open to it, Toronto East, like Port Union area, those kind of areas there, there's some really good opportunities. Just to give you some idea, like newer, like less than 20 years, attached houses with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, maybe 3-level townhouses with a single car garage, they're selling between, 8-ish. You can get a condo townhouse, which I would recommend, newer ones that are probably selling between $750 with low maintenance fees. Because remember, with condos, what happens is, like, obviously if you get an older building, the maintenance fees are high, but the taxes are low, right? Because it's not assessed as much. If you get a newer condo townhouse, the reserves funds are pretty good. So your maintenance fees are probably less than $300 a month, which is great. And also the only thing is your taxes are higher because it's a new property and it's getting assessed in today's market.
Oh,
I don't know if you also know that if you buy outside of GTA, generally you only have to pay one part of the land transfer tax. In land transfer tax, you have to pay provincial, which is the outside. So for example, if you're buying something for $500,000 outside of GTA, I mean, outside of Toronto, sorry, you would spend $6,600 on land transfer tax. However, when you buy in Toronto, you have to pay municipal and provincial. So that land transfer tax is just under $13,000. So something to keep in mind, because I don't know if anyone told you that.
no one.
Yeah.
I'm working with another agent, but
Is that agent like
we
someone
didn't
personal
talk
or
about- Sorry?
sorry, the agent that you're working on, are you set working with them or, are they providing you value and helping you make the search more easier on your end? Or do you feel like they're not helping you as much?
No, we didn't talk about this much.
Yeah. Well, you can tell just on the phone call that I do a lot of transactions and that I know what I'm talking about. So I think it's important to have a strong representation like myself. I understand that you're just shopping around and interviewing other agents. I totally recommend that. But when you find a good agent like myself and giving you good values and giving you really good understanding of the market, just like a good lawyer or a good doctor, you want to stick to them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So what I'll do is I'll send you some listings if that's okay with you. I'll send you some condo townhouses, attached houses, and semis under 900,000 just to showcase, you know what I mean? Just what's on the market so you have a better idea. If you don't mind me asking, have you already got pre-approved?
Hello?
Hey, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes?
Sorry. I was saying, have you gotten pre-approved already?
No, nothing. And this agent never told me that we needed pre-approval.
Oh yeah. So it sounds like this agent and
But we looked already 5 houses, I think.
That's
but
crazy.
He never told us.
That's crazy. That I would never recommend someone to do that because what's going to happen is you might fall in love with something that's out of your budget. And now it's going to make the process even harder for you because you saw a good product that you want. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's really important to understand, who you're working with. Have you signed anything with that agent at all?
No.
Okay, no problem. So what I can do is this. I'll send you some listings to help you out on that end. Number 2 is, who do you bank with right now, if you don't mind me asking?
Busy.
Okay, I have a really good TD rep that can help you get pre-approved. Her name's Karen. She's phenomenal. And she'll be able to give you a little bit more insight and help you with your numbers. And then once you have your number, I can tailor the search to what you're looking for. And then we can start going up for properties. And then we can find you a really good property to get for a great price. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing is too, do you need to sell a house or do you just need to purchase?
Just purchase.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is this is my direct number. I'm going to text you Karen's number. Reach out to her. She's really good. She's really fast at responding. Obviously at your time, I get it. I'm not here to rush you by any means, but I want to make sure I can help you because I love helping people. So I'll send you her info. I'll also fix up your criteria. And if she doesn't hear from you in a day or two, would it be okay if she calls you? Because I understand life can get busy.
Yes. Go.
Okay, cool. Well, Renata, I really appreciate you not hanging up on me. Thank you so much, and I hope you got to learn something different. And I'm excited to work with you and help you out and get you into your next home.
Okay, thank you.
My-
So now you have my email address?
Yep. So it's. Let me just make sure it's.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna update your search criteria, and I'm gonna send you some listings shortly, and then I'm also gonna send you Karen's number, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great day. Thanks. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Bye. Dude, like this is fucking easy. This is too easy. Too fucking easy. That was a great call.
Yeah.
Already working with an agent. Took her food. eating it right now. She's not even educated. Who would take someone out with the pre-approval? Someone that doesn't do business. What a joke. I'm saving her right now. Sorry, I'm not being an asshole. I'm being real, right? Like you guys heard it. See, making sure you already have your referrals. Like that's what I'm saying. If you guys are not like at this level, I'm eating your food. If it's not me, it's someone else who's strong.
Do you, so Burgess is asking, do you have a preferred pre-approval? Would you recommend a bank or mortgage companies when you're?
So this is what it is. So this is what I've learned from doing a lot of transactions. If someone's already banking with someone, they'll probably get a better rate because the bank actually has history on that account. Rather than being a new account, like going to a mortgage agent, it's going to probably cost them more money and interest because I've learned that giving them to my mortgage agent and the bank usually wins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was so much fun. This is what I live for. And she was already talking herself out from using that agent. Oh, my agent didn't tell me this. Oh, really? Really? Shitty agents. Come on, guys. Be better than that girl. Because you're wasting time, right?
Well, not only that, yeah, that's an agent or in generally somebody that's hungry for the opportunity. So they're willing to do whatever it takes to get that. But along the way, of course, without those pre-approvals, we could be creating huge disappointment for our clients, and you may end up losing them because then you didn't educate them, and who are they going to blame? Well, why would you go and show me houses I can't afford? That's
5 houses. 5 houses. Are you friggin' kidding me?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, Burgess, they're all real leads. It's just you need to speak their language, be scripted, understand, and get them at the right time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was texting me saying, I'm going to be your worst client ever. I'm like, no, you're not. You just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah. Like, I got you.
This shit is so fun. See, this is how you need to be getting excited. Like, it's just fun calling and helping people. So if you guys have any questions, because I'm probably not making another call and I have a listing to sign after this, let me know. I'm here.
So Citizen is asking, what are your thoughts on setting daily listings versus every few days or week? I can answer that one for you. You can go ahead how you do it. Why?
So sorry, say that again.
So it's, what are your thoughts on setting the listings daily versus every few days? Or
I would send them daily because the new listings that come out are only new listings if you put them in your criteria. So, I mean, you want to be top of mind. You want to show that they're working because some people think that you're actually sending these listings.
Well, and the reality is, as well as, unless, you know, we ask the question to that individual as to how often they want to receive those listings, we could be cutting ourselves short if we take the initiative without asking. So because we think that they're not going to want as many listings because we A, haven't talked to them yet, or B, maybe they're planning a move for the future. Reality is the people that want to look at listings like to look at them regardless, right? So if we strip that away from somebody and they're curious about real estate, whatever it is, they may just go somewhere else to find that information because now you're not holding up that end of the deal for them. And again, like Nick said, they're only getting an email if there's a new listing that matches their criteria, right? If depending on their criteria and their target, if there's no new listings, they're not getting emailed by you. Exactly. So I always suggest when we're scaling back listing frequency is to always confirm that with your lead. Because again, we don't want to take away something that they're actually looking forward to.
And also too, like, there's going to be other people like me who are sending them daily listings, but you have to set it up, right? Like once you talk to them a little bit more, hey, I'm going to send you daily listings. Is that okay? Or, you know, would you want daily or weekly, depending on where they're at, right? Because you want to respect their communication because that's the way that once you start respecting their time, they're going to respect you. And guess what? You're already ahead of all these other agents. And see, she came in putting condo apartment. She didn't want condo apartment. And then letting her know, like, hey, if my client, if she doesn't hear from you, is it okay to reach out to you? Getting her to reach out to you. Yes. Perfect.
So if you're adding your lead to the Treb list as well, you're spamming them now because you're sending them all the
100%.
same listings, but on 2 different platforms. It's all the same thing. There's nothing that's going to differ in those listing feeds. Because ours is a full Treb feed, and then you're just sending them the same listings through Treb. The benefit of agent locators is your campaigns do not stop, meaning you don't have to keep going in there and refreshing them every 3 months, every 90 days. They just keep going on that lead. And you get to see their viewing and behavior activity, right? So unless you guys have another side of Treb, if you put somebody on that, you can see their activity and behaviors. But like the standard prospect matches through Treb, I don't believe you guys have visibility on their activities. So you could be spending efforts reaching out to somebody that hasn't been actioning anything, and your dialogue and your communication to that person may not match that activity, right? So it's always recommended that you have that little bit of background knowledge about what they're looking at or the frequency, because that's going to help guide you as to perhaps the motivations behind these individuals. Are they looking at listings all the time? Or did they fall off for a month and then came back and now they're looking again all the time, right? So their behaviors can also give an indication as to motivation, because some people fall off for months and then all of a sudden become active again. Okay, now they actually might be ready. They're now looking at the listings more frequently again, right? So that you know, as minute as that little bit of data is, it can actually warrant a huge benefit to you with your follow-ups and engagement overall.
And then also too, a great trick too that I learned is add your mortgage agents that you're going to refer to your mortgage agent. So once you're done, you can just click them and they'll get a notification. And this is a great way to, like, I leverage my relationships, right? So this is a great way that if they start having a list and like, okay, I sent you 10 leads. Why aren't you sending me leads? I'll cut you off. It's all good. I know other people that are begging to have leads.
Well, exactly. Like, I'm not obligated to just give them all to you, right? I can find another mortgage agent at RBC, not just one of you. Burgess is just saying he once heard someone talking about a mortgage guy saying not to go with my bank for a mortgage. Don't know why.
Well, everyone's different, right? Maybe they don't pay their bills. It happens.
Who knows? Yeah. I think the only way you can get, like, and again, sometimes they can go, people do those, you know, those mortgage companies, is the flexibility to possibly get a lower interest rate. And then from my understanding, the only way you can go without having to take a stress test is through a credit union versus like one of the big 5 or any of those companies. So that's their way around. So look into that. So it could give your clients, if they're part of a credit union or have the ability to, and again, I don't know how all credit unions work. I don't know if you could just join that credit union and then be willing to give you a mortgage. I'm pretty sure once you're a member, I don't see any issues with that, but you never know. You might have to be a standing member for who knows how long. But yeah, if you have somebody, let's say, is trying to get around that stress test so that they're approved for a higher amount, more, you know, having a credit union might be an alternate solution for individuals like that.
So you don't need to know exactly like rates or anything, but you need to understand how the banks lend, right? So if someone has shitty credit, then you're like, okay, well, you got to go with a B lender and you need to put 20% down. Usually those prices are going to be higher. Like, it is what it is. Or especially entrepreneurs that don't pay a high salary to themselves, but have a lot of money that's cash. B lenders are where it's at, or private, right? But they're getting rate, like, not good stuff. But yeah, so I gotta go. Any questions
Mhm.
just before I go? I think today was a great live dial session.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
they always are, but
Mhm.
this one was really good. Got some really great objections, showcased how to like overcome them,
Yes,
and start eating other people's food.
there you go. Sounds good.
Hashtag be very afraid.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I'm on Instagram if you guys want to follow up Moretti Real Estate. Other than that, Crystal, you're the best. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys soon.
Sounds great. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Nick. We'll see y'all in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Bye.